And Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell in the Senate, they seem to agree with Pelosi.
Interesting how both sides pivoted to that point on Tuesday. I want to play a little bit from Rush Limbaugh. He was on with Brett last night. He was on with Sean last night as well. This is a segment about the accountability for the Mueller matter. Two specific points to be made after you hear this, Chris.
They began an investigation based on a phony dossier that was created, and written by associates of Hillary Clinton. It was opposition research. This is outrageous what has happened here. There needs to be an investigation into this. There needs to be accountability for everybody who participated in this.
We will wait on that, but here is my sense. The Mueller report's going to go out. I don't know how much redaction will be contained in there, but I think Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff will make a point of saying, well, on page so-and-so, here are our questions. And it's going to continue for them. The kickback, I think Chris, however, is a couple months after that, you've got this probe of the FBI and the Department of Justice right now, an inspector general looking at how this FISA warrant was handled in the first place. So that's going to come on the tail end of the Mueller report. And my guess is that for most people, they've either made up their minds and they've moved on, and there's not a lot of convincing at this point forward. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, you're right on a couple of points. Directly to Rush Limbaugh, my dear friend Rush, there is an investigation going on, and it's the Inspector General. Michael Horowitz is a straight shooter, pretty critical of the FBI when it came to how they handled the Clinton investigation last year, and they're going to say the same thing. They're going to have a report on the Trump investigation. You're exactly right. When the report comes out, because particularly on obstruction, it's not a clean bill of health. Barr ended up saying he didn't think there was a basis for prosecution. But exactly as you point out, they're going to be able to say, well, he did this or this happened. And there is only one other point I do want to make, and I know this is going to drive some of our viewers nuts. The Trump investigation did not start with the FISA warrant and Carter Page and even the dossier. It started in June and July of 2016 when George Papadopoulos had spoken to a Russian agent and spoke to an Australian diplomat and said he had heard that they had information on dirt on Hillary Clinton. That's when the investigation started. So it wasn't October. It wasn't September, it was in July, and it was George Papadopoulos. Not to say that the FISA warrant is a legitimate basis. Let me just finish. Not a legitimate basis for inquiry, but that is not where the investigation started.
I would just add on all that, and you may be precisely right, but I think I would add, we think, in quotes, because the story is not entirely yet revealed.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt that they started investigating. I mean, everybody agrees that they started investigating in the summer of 2016. They didn't. Look, I'm not saying that what they did was right or any of that, but we know that's when the investigation started. There's been documentation of that.
You're going to have Kellyanne Conway on this weekend, right? Fox News Sunday.
We are indeed. We'll talk to her about, obviously, about all these things. Talk to her about the Mueller report. Talk to her about health care. Maybe even ask her when the investigation started.
Good deal. Thank you, Chris. Good to have you back with us today. Enjoy the